A giant skeleton 7 meters long lies alone on the cracked, dry mudflats of the Pantanal. It is the remains of a green anaconda, the 200-kilogram monster that once spread terror among every living creature. This stretch of river has officially changed hands. The anaconda did not die from drought. It was slaughtered. The one that brought down this giant was a pack of small predators, using a ruthless siege strategy so brutal that even jaguars have to turn away and flee. The most horrifying part? They consume their prey while it is not yet completely dead. Keep your eyes on the screen, because the way this army topples the ruler will overturn every law of survival you thought you knew. And more remarkably, this chain of predatory events is happening in many ecosystems around the world right now. The waters of the Pantanal River receded at an unprecedented speed. The deep, fertile pools turned into cramped swamps. The great green anaconda lost its perfect camouflage. The giant creature, weighing more than 200 kilograms, was exposed in water that did not even reach the ankles. Throughout millions of years of evolution, this reptile had only been used to hunting alone. It stalked, wrapped itself around its victim, and ended the battle with absolute individual strength. But in shallow water, that strength became a fatal weakness. This time, it was not the hunter. It had fallen into the line of sight. From a distance, piercing whistles rang out. A rhythmic, sharp, and threatening sound cut through the stillness of the swamp. 12 creatures shot through the thin layer of water, heading straight toward the anaconda. It was a pack of South American giant otters. Each otter was nearly 2 meters long, weighed 30 kilograms, and carried razor-sharp teeth, capable of crushing a turtle shell. Alone, a single otter would only be a light meal for an anaconda. But they never move alone. The otter pack charged in, not with sudden bursts of aggression. They moved in an extremely precise tactical formation. The terror did not stop at their numbers. What happens in the next 5 minutes will show you that the great muscles of the giant snake are completely useless against an attack strategy calculated down to every millimeter. The battle began. The otter pack immediately split into 2 separate groups. There was no panic, no useless screaming. They acted like a professionally organized unit. The first group, made up of the 4 largest otters, rushed straight toward the anaconda's face. Their mission was extremely dangerous: control the snake's head. The head was the only weapon the anaconda had that could deliver an immediate dangerous bite. These otters kept swimming in circles right in front of the snake's snout. They advanced, clamped down with a lightning-fast bite on the prey's neck area, then instantly pulled back, just before the snake could launch its head forward. The giant snake was enraged. It swung its heavy head to the left, then to the right, trying to catch one otter. But its speed could not match the flexibility of its opponents. It was pulled into a trap designed to capture its attention. The snake's entire focus was forced forward. And that was exactly when the second otter group struck. The remaining 8 otters circled behind and attacked the snake's flanks, belly, and tail all at once. They used a lightning strike attack strategy: bite deeply, yank hard, then retreat far away. 8 jaws full of sharp teeth kept attacking the anaconda's body. Each bite left an injury on the tough layer of scales, quickly weakening the prey. The snake writhed. It tried to coil itself into a large circle to lock down any otter that came close. However, in water that was too shallow, it had no leverage to constrict. Its signature crushing coil kept sliding back and forth across the slick mud. The anaconda completely lost the fighting ability it relied on most. Just like that, the battle lasted 30 minutes. The snake gradually became exhausted. Its breathing slowed. Its great head could no longer rise high. It collapsed into the mud, helpless. Do you think the battle ended there? Do you think the otter pack would finish off the prey quickly? No. The 31st minute of the fight was when nature's harsh law of survival truly appeared. A moment that would make even the strongest-hearted people shudder. Nature operates by its own rules. When the anaconda collapsed but its heart was still beating hard, the otter pack immediately began consuming the prey. Dozens of sharp teeth pierced through the scales of the dying snake. They quickly absorbed nutrients from the flanks, while the anaconda could only twist its body weakly by reflex. This horror came from one harsh biological command: energy. The aquatic environment requires the otter pack to consume a massive amount of calories to maintain body temperature and movement speed. Each adult otter needs to eat an amount of meat equal to 10% of its body weight every day. A pack of 12 needs more than 35 kilograms of fresh meat just to survive for 24 hours. The 200-kilogram anaconda lying there was no longer a threat, it was a living energy reserve. And the otter pack had to recharge immediately to make up for the battle that had just drained their strength. The giant lone hunter had fallen before the power of the collective. In the Pantanal region today, not a single jaguar or giant caiman dares to step into the territory of an otter pack. When they see this army swimming past, jaguars immediately turn away, and caimans quietly dive deep to the bottom. They would rather go hungry than face a sophisticated communication system. Combined with perfect siege tactics, muscle power had officially failed against pack intelligence. But if you think this overthrow is limited to one South American swamp, you are completely wrong. On the other side of the planet, a similar event was just recorded by scientists in early 2026. This time, the one being hunted was the most feared predator in the ocean. What happened deep beneath the sea will change everything you know about the food chain. The coast of South Africa, April 2026. This place was once the busiest hunting ground of great white sharks. These apex predators, weighing more than 2 tons and measuring 5 meters long, always patrolled coastal waters to hunt seals. For millions of years, no creature dared to swim across their path, but within only the first 2 months of 2026, 17 great white shark carcasses washed ashore. The most frightening point was not the number of dead sharks. Marine scientists were stunned when they discovered all 17 bodies were intact on the outside, but had been opened with an extremely precise cut along the belly. Their entire livers had disappeared. The liver, containing a massive amount of fat and energy from the great white shark, had been deliberately taken, while the rest of the body was left drifting at sea. What could bring down 17 great white sharks at once and make bite marks that precise? The culprit was a pod of orcas using a collective hunting strategy on a level far beyond that of otters. Drone footage in 2026 captured the entire sequence of this shocking hunt, and the way the orcas brought down the great white shark will make you hold your breath. When a pod of 5 orcas detects a great white shark, they do not rush in and tear it apart. They use sound waves to communicate and form a siege formation just beneath the surface. First, 2 orcas swim side by side at extremely high speed, forcing the great white shark to swim in only one direction. They push the shark into a state of extreme stress. While the great white shark is busy trying to escape the 2 pursuers on its flanks, a third giant orca suddenly attacks from below the water. It shoots upward, using its steel-hard head to ram powerfully into the shark side. The impact is so strong that the 2-ton great white shark is flipped belly up toward the sky. And in that very second, a deadly biological mechanism is activated. When turned upside down, the great white shark falls into a state of tonic immobility. Its body becomes completely motionless. It cannot swim, cannot bite, cannot react. The most aggressive predator in the ocean suddenly turns into a stone statue. The most chilling part only begins now. The orca pod does not attack the shark's head. They know exactly which part of the shark's body contains the most nutrition. One orca closes in on the belly area of the paralyzed shark. Its teeth open a precise path to reach the internal organs. It separates the liver from the shark's body, shares it with the others, then leaves the hollow carcass to slowly sink to the seafloor. The entire process takes place in less than 15 minutes. The coordination of the orca pod is so perfect that not a single great white shark can defend itself. The latest updated results show that hundreds of great white sharks have completely fled the coasts of South Africa and Australia to stay alive. An entire vast region of ocean has changed hands. The solitary giants keep suffering defeat one after another. Everywhere in the world, from the swamps of the Americas to the depths of the ocean, the end of the giants is unfolding according to the same script. But our final stop today is the clearest proof of the power of pack coordination. A place where a layer of protective scales that once seemed invincible is completely broken on the dry grasslands. Keep watching, because this clash will close the entire picture of the new natural order. The African savanna in the dry season. A Nile crocodile nearly 5 meters long lies sunning itself on a dry patch of land. The scales on its back are so hard they can withstand small-caliber rifle bullets. It weighs 800 kilograms, with jaws that have the strongest bite force on land. It is an armored predator from prehistoric times. Normally, no land animal dares to provoke a crocodile of this size, not even a fully grown male lion. But when food sources run dry, a pack of 20 African wild dogs has put this crocodile in its sights. African wild dogs weigh only about 25 kilograms. One swing of the crocodile's tail is enough to break the bones of any wild dog. In a one-on-one fight, the wild dog would lose its life within 3 seconds, but once again, they do not act alone. The wild dog pack begins deploying a formation exactly like the way the otter pack brought down the anaconda. The 3 boldest wild dogs move straight toward the crocodile's head. They keep barking loudly, launching lightning-fast attacks at the reptile's snout and eyes. The crocodile goes berserk. It opens its giant jaws wide and lunges forward in a flash, trying to crush the enemy. Each time it surges ahead, the wild dogs in front retreat, keeping just enough safe distance to dodge the bite. At the same time, the remaining 17 wild dogs rush in from behind. They target the softest parts of the crocodile, its 2 hind legs, and the tip of its tail. They bite once, jerk backward, then charge in again. When the crocodile snaps around to bite the attackers behind it, the 3 dogs in front immediately rush in and bite its 2 front legs. Just like that, the wild dog pack spins the giant crocodile around like a machine that has lost its direction. This harassment skill reminds us of the way North American gray wolves wear down the strength of bison. However, this time, the opponent is a cold-blooded killing machine. No matter how tough the scales are, they cannot protect the crocodile from hundreds of small bites that keep digging deeper into its leg joints. Pinned down on land, unable to dive into the water to escape, the crocodile gradually runs out of oxygen from constantly swinging its 800-kilogram body under the scorching heat. After 40 minutes of wearing down its strength, the Nile crocodile collapses completely. Its great armor is powerless against a strategy of draining vitality. The wild dog pack surges in, bringing down the enemy with total pressure. Once again, the collective hunter has crushed the strongest solitary predator. Looking back at the entire chain of events, from the flooded forests of the Pantanal to the coast of South Africa and the wild savanna, a new evolutionary pattern is clearly taking shape. The golden age of giants relying on muscle power and a solitary lifestyle is being seriously threatened. The transformation of climate and harsh habitats in recent years has forced animal species to change the survival equation. From a biological analysis perspective, intelligence, discipline, and the internal communication system of the pack are now the ultimate weapons, surpassing any claws or bulletproof armor. The order of nature is undergoing a major shift. Could a great Siberian tiger or a giant brown bear hold its ground if placed inside the circle of these flawless battle tactics? Does evolution favor the strongest or the most united? Leave your perspective right below in the comments so we can analyze this issue together. If you find these food chain analyses useful, do not forget to hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We will continue updating the most exclusive and realistic perspectives on the survival war of the animal world. Thank you for watching, and see you again.